So the next thing I want to demo, and hopefully I can explain the code, is the 3D visualization. So I have to use this Plotly 3D notebook. This is actually prepared by Jimmy. Thanks, Jimmy. And you see the explanation very well written here. And I take my time to execute what I want and only explain the important things. Okay, I am opening the static data. Inside static data, there are variables more than the variables related to the grid. There are populated geographical data like landmass and TER. TER is the terrain. Okay. And then actually what I mentioned, there are orography statistics. Actually OA something and OL something, they are subgrid orography. And also YSSO. So some parameterization scheme, you need to use this kind of static data or geographical data for them to estimate something. That's the parameterization scheme needs. Okay, we take out the terrain data. And then what I'm going to show is to make a 3D plot of terrain height of Hong Kong. And then you take out latitude and longitude information and assign it to variables like this. Okay, here is the code. We need to construct 3D mesh object. Here, go.figure something and then data. Go.mesh 3D. What is Go? Go is Plotly.graph objects, okay? So I execute this piece of code and assign to figure and then figure point show. Wow, something three-dimensional come out, but can you see that this is terrain around Hong Kong? It doesn't look so good. So you need quite some tedious work to make it looks pretty. Firstly, you change the color and then you change the opacity and then you show again. Okay. I can control the color and opacity now. The next is more about renderer. If I go on, well, the Jupyter Notebook will probably have the same problem. It will freeze and then kernel die. And one colleague, also I need to thank him, has solved that problem. That is related to the renderer the Jupyter Notebook is using. If you execute these pieces of code, you find that there are some choices of renderers. The default one is called, I have changed it already. I have changed iframe before. The default one is another one, which is not friendly to cloud computing and your browser. So we change it to iframe, but for iframe, your subdirectory needs to be writable because it needs to write more things out. Lecture 4. Okay, it will create a subdirectory, iframe figures here, and then write some data here. So that this is something behind the hood. That's why it helps us avoid your Jupyter Notebook become freezing. And then you just change the default for other things in this Jupyter Notebook to use iframe as the renderer. And then we do this again after changing the renderer. Okay, this is the same. But if we do more complicated things, we are allowed to do so without problems on resources and the browser. Okay, this code will give you something looks much better, like you are in a helicopter and then you fly somewhere like here and look down. So how to make this pretty plot? These are the same as before. And then you define the range. And then you update the layout to have a title. Okay, title here. And then x-axis and y-axis, you specify the range. You specify axis title. Okay, axis titles are here. For this one, you just show XYZ, not so good. And then one important thing is the aspect ratio. Now I have used an aspect ratio Z, just put 1, while X and Y, I put 10. And then this is quite annoying if this stretch quite go so high. If we change the aspect ratio, and then it seems that it looks much better. And then the next thing we can do is to use some Python code to control the camera. I am still waiting for something to show up. Is it problematic? Okay, it show up. Okay, and then you can use zoom. You can change like this. You can pan. Okay, you see that my browser is starting to act like laggy. You will experience something similar. And then orbit rotation. Okay, like this. This is how the mouse controls the 3D display and something like this. So if you feel that you are laggy, what you can do is to highlight the thing you do not need and then cell current output clear. Clear some display you do not need. Current output clear. Or if you just want to do it in a batch, all outputs clear. The variables are still there, but it is just not consuming resources for display, hopefully. And then to add coastline in the plot, this is important. I shall run the code. This is something like the Katopi features that using shapefile. Jimmy has shown you the detail. And then the type of this HKADM is Katopi feature, shapely figure. And then this is a data type. This is some more details I do not have time to go over here. And then let's put them out together with addition of this piece of code. I run it first. I hope they will come out soon. Okay. Jimmy has done a great job. Now, even in plotly 3D display, the thing Jimmy did for 2D plotting is also applied. Okay. You just you do something very specific. using something called traces in plotly three-dimensional plotting. You need to do all the things, these things, to add traces of lines to the object you display, okay? I don't have time to go into detail. Maybe you just copy the code and use it, or if you want to understand it, then read the code line by line and search for documentation. And the legend seems meaningless, so Jimmy can use this update traces to remove it. I think I need to take 5 more minutes to show what are on this notebook, and I hope you don't mind. And also the output is entertaining. And then another technique is to make subplot without explaining the code line by line. I run it. Because sometimes you cannot, it is too troublesome, or it's too many things will stack together and the outcome will be messy. So in some situation, you cannot put the code slide to the same 3D display. In this case, you put it side by side like this. And then one more trick, say you want to rotate this one, but you cannot rotate this one accordingly. Then you add this piece of code to synchronize the two cameras. And running it again. And if you use a mouse to drag this one, just wait for some seconds. The 3D display will follow the same camera, okay? To look at it this way, Lantern Island here, and then wait for some seconds, okay? Zooming, reset, and then the camera will follow.